Hi there Songbird, Kerri Ho from the songbird.com where we get grounded, take flight and sing. And today I have 4 tips for you on how to practice. Alright, I've got to tell you about my Ultimate Vocal Warm-Up Guide ebook. This is going to really help you practice, okay? If you're looking for a systematic way to go through exercises in a particular order that's going to really optimally warm up your voice and build your voice, then you really need to click on the link below to check out my Ultimate Vocal Warm-Up Guide ebook. So go and have a look at that, you're going to love it. Alright, so let's get into the 4 tips that I have today on how to practice, how to effectively practice. Okay, so number 1, a little bit regularly is better than a lot once in a while. So what do I mean by that? I mean, I would prefer that you do 10 minutes every, let's say, second day of vocal practice rather than you cramming an hour of practice once a month. I would much rather you do the little bits regularly. You see, our voice is, we use our body. And it's like going to the gym. You wouldn't go to the gym and suddenly lift 50 kilos for an hour. There is no way you're going to do that. You're going to injure yourself, right? And then you're never going to go to the gym again. Singing is exactly the same. You don't just suddenly go, like if you just went once a month and did all these like exercises for an hour, it's like lifting 50 kilo weights at the gym all of a sudden, once in a while, and you're going to injure yourself. You're just not going to achieve much at all by approaching it that way. So my first tip for you is little bits regularly, so much better than a lot once in a while. So think about that. Think about in your regular schedule, is there 5 minutes every second day that you can actually put into your singing if practicing for any longer than that feels overwhelming, you know? Or is it, did you know what I mean? Like even if you did 2 lots of 5 minutes in a day, that's going to be better than actually doing, say, an hour all at once, all right? So just really think about that. Number 2 is be mindful when you're practicing. So what I mean by that is don't just go through the motions of the exercises, you know, blah, 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 you know, like, and not think about and not feel what is going on in the throat. Because when you practice mindfully, you really should be sort of observing, how does this actually feel for me? Does it feel comfortable? Do I feel like my throat's getting itchy or I'm starting to cough? You know, or is this feeling free? You know, whatever. You need to be mindful as you're practicing so that you can really detect whether or not you're doing it correctly. Because often the biggest sign of doing an exercise incorrectly is that you start to feel super uncomfortable. And you start to cough and you start to get itchy in the throat, you know. Those are the signs where you have to tell yourself, okay, let's just stop for a bit, go have a drink of water, and just kind of like loosen up and try again, right? But if you are practicing like without being mindful, you'll just keep going and you're not going to be able to detect when you're practicing incorrectly, and it's going to really be detrimental to your voice. So that's my second tip, is to practice mindfully. Okay, my third tip is that what to do when you actually lose motivation. You know, we've all been through it, myself included, you know. There are days when you get up and you're just like, the last thing I want to do is to go through my singing exercises. I totally get it. It can feel mundane and it can feel just so ordinary, and you kind of sometimes can feel like, is this even helping me at all? All right, first thing is I need to tell you it does help, and a little bit really does go a long way. So how to find motivation? For me, I find that I need to do something that's going to inspire me. So for example, if I'm going through a really long period of feeling super unmotivated to practice, you know, I'll either do one of 2 things. I'll either get onto YouTube and look up my favorite singers, the singers that really, really inspire me, and just watch a few videos of them singing. And before I know it, I'm like, oh, I'm inspired. I'm like, I want to sing like them, so okay, let's get back into singing practice. Or the second thing I do is I go to a gig. Like I actually go out and watch a live performance of someone that I know is going to inspire me, and again, I always leave those gigs just feeling like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get back home to practice, you know? Because you've just watched someone really inspiring with a crazy, amazing vocal ability that you want to be like, and it just really motivates. So that's what I find is really helpful when you start to lose the motivation to practice, is to inspire yourself again by watching someone that really inspires you, okay? That'll be really motivating. And then number 4, my last tip for effective practice, is that you actually remember your why. Why do you sing? What's the reason you want to be a good singer? And whatever that why is, I want you to write that down somewhere that you can see, you know, like every day. So whether it's on a little post-it note that you then stick on your piano or on your keyboard, or stick in front of the bathroom, you know, on the bathroom mirror, or maybe you make a little note on your phone or something and sort of save it as a screensaver. I don't know. Whatever you can do to put that message in front of mind, to remind yourself why you want to sing. That helps, you know, sometimes when you lose motivation as well. So, you know, for me, my why of singing is simply because it brings joy. It brings joy to me, and it also brings joy to others. And so that's why I sing. So whatever your reason is, write that down, have it front of mind, and look at that to remind yourself why you do this, so that when it becomes mundane and kind of like boring, you kind of like remember the bigger vision of why you do it, and that's going to help to spur you on as well. So there you go. I really hope that you found those 4 tips helpful, and I'd love to know what you think, so do comment in the comments below. Now, another thing that I really need to tell you about is my Vocal Revolution program. If you're really longing for a way to practice that's really guided by a professional, and is really like systematic, and really just takes you through the how of doing exercises correctly to develop your voice to the next level, then please, I'd love you to click on the link below in the description box and check out my Vocal Revolution program. I created this with you in mind, to take your voice to the next level, to help nurture you, and to, you know, really be involved in your vocal development as your virtual vocal coach. So please go and check it out below and learn more about it. Okay, Songbird, I am always believing in you, so keep doing what you're doing, keep being amazing, and get grounded, take flight, and sing. I'll see you next time.